You are now listening to the Music Business Dreams podcast, brought to you by KDMR Music.
All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to another very special episode of the Music Business Dreams podcast. Today is the first solo episode of 2018, and I'm pretty excited about it. So before we get into today's topic, which is all about Facebook ads and what you're doing wrong with them, I want to talk about just some things I've seen on the news. But before we get into any of that, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been supporting us so far. This week we crossed 830 YouTube subscribers. So you guys are coming in droves. So I appreciate you all for following us and subscribing to the show on YouTube. So if the show is really helping you out, I would love for you guys to leave a rating, a review on iTunes, on Apple Podcasts, on Stitcher, wherever you listen to podcasts. I'd love for you guys to make sure you hit that subscribe button on the podcast, hit the like button if it applies, and again, leave us a rating, leave us a review. It just helps the show spread, helps us to help more indie musicians just like you, and helps the whole community to grow. So, before we get into today's topic, I know there's a couple of things happening in the news right now that I feel like we should address here on the podcast. The first of those is the Pledge Music scandal. So, right now, Pledge Music is kind of under fire because they haven't been paying artists for the campaigns that they've been running. So if you're not familiar, Pledge Music is a crowdfunding program for musicians. It's kind of in the same style of Kickstarter, but they have a lot more hands-on resources. So they help you with your fulfillment. They help you to market your campaign. And they do a lot of things that are basically showing you the best practices for musicians running crowdfunding campaigns. And they've been around for a while. I think since 2011 is when they got started. But like I said, they've been the crowdfunding platform, really the only crowdfunding platform tailored specifically to musicians for quite some time now. And they're having a cash flow problem right now. So whether it's mismanagement of funds, whether they were trying to expand too quickly, hire too many people, whatever the case may be, they don't have enough money to pay out the campaigns in a timely manner. So a lot of things have happened. Their founder, who had left the company, has come back in an advisory role. He's working for free, just trying to help them sort through those issues. So shout out to Benji Rogers for that. Right now, it looks like they are courting suitors. So they're trying to find someone to buy the company as it goes on and, basically infuse them with cash so they can meet all their obligations, including paying out those campaigns to artists. But for the time being, all Pledge Music campaigns have been suspended. If you had a campaign, no one can pledge on it right now. And that's kind of how they're handling that. And as I get updates on that situation, I will certainly let you guys know. Another cool item in the news today, SoundCloud is now offering music distribution to people who are on their premium plans. Now, basically what this means is you can use SoundCloud as another way to get your music into iTunes, onto Apple Music and Spotify and all the other streaming services, including SoundCloud. So this is cool, especially if you're I guess the term is SoundCloud rapper at this point. A lot of people upload their music to SoundCloud and nowhere else. Well, this gives you a great way to go ahead and push your content to those other platforms without paying anything extra. Obviously, you pay SoundCloud. You have to have a premium SoundCloud account to have this feature. And I think at the moment you have to have at least 1,000 monetizable plays on SoundCloud in order to be eligible to sign up for the beta to get your music onto iTunes through there. But I mean, that's a really low price point at the moment. DistroKid is $29 a year. TuneCore, I believe, is $29 a year per album per year. And then CD Baby, I think, is $49 to distribute your album for life, right? So if you're paying for SoundCloud already, it's basically free to you. And you get the added bonus of seeing all of your stats, all your revenue in one place, and SoundCloud is not taking a percentage of those commissions from the other streaming services and web stores. So if you have a SoundCloud account, you're already on the premium, take advantage of that or look into it and see if it's worth it for you. But that's all that's going on in the news. I just wanted to take a moment to shout some of those things out because I thought they were interesting. Now, of course, the moment we're all here for, we want to talk about Facebook ads. And the reason I'm talking to you guys about Facebook ads today is, I run a Facebook group. It's called the Indie Club. And it's free to join. If you have not joined, just go to kdmr.us/indie club, and I'll leave the link in the show notes and the description of this video on YouTube. But basically, I posed a question to Indie Club members and said, hey, have you guys tried using Facebook ads? What were your results? Do you feel like it worked? And if so, why? And if not, why not? And some of you guys responded and were just like, it didn't really work for me. It wasn't my thing. Nah. And some other people say, well, yeah, it works, but you've got to have the right targeting. I'm like, well, that's true. And then some people were saying, yeah, it works. It got me a whole bunch of plays on my video on Facebook. And it's like, okay, well, that's true. But if you're just spending money on plays, then what is that really getting you? So I wanted to just talk about some best practices for Facebook. And I've got this categorized into the three main problems or the three main things that I see that you guys are doing wrong. If you're doing these things right now, you're doing it wrong. So problem number one with Facebook ads is you guys are running Facebook ads, but you don't have any real objective. Now, on Facebook, there are a number of objectives that a single campaign can have. You can be running a video views campaign. You can be running an engagement campaign. You can be running an awareness campaign to get your brand out there, right? And all those things are cool. Then you can also be running a lead-focused campaign, meaning you're trying to get people on your email list. Or you can be running a conversion campaign. You're trying to get people to take a specific action, whether it's visiting a certain page on your website, making a purchase, or joining your email list. All those things count as conversions. So there are a number of different reasons that you may want to run a Facebook ad. But what I've seen a lot of people do is they run a Facebook ad just in an attempt to go viral. So it's like, oh, I put up a post, I got a new music video, and I'm going to put $30 on this post and hope it just spreads really far and catches on, right? And let's say it works. Let's say you get a bunch of views on that video. But then what? You don't have a way to follow up with those people. They click the like button on Facebook, but they didn't like your page. Like, what are they really doing outside of, it's basically like you paying for plays if you're doing it just for that. And that's fine if your objective was to get plays for a specific reason. For example, in marketing, we have a concept called social proof. That's in marketing and sales. But it basically is this phenomenon where you're only willing to do something because you see other people doing it. So let's say if I see a video on Facebook and I see it's got 3 million views, I'm like, wait, what is this? Obviously, it's pretty good because a lot of people have watched it. A lot of people are commenting on it, etc. Right? So if that's the case, then yes, engagement is a great objective. Video views can be a great objective because they help people make the decision to stop scrolling and actually watch your content and engage with it. So that's one objective, right? Let's talk about what your overall strategy should be, right? When you're running Facebook ads, you should have a goal that is clearly, it's clear and it's trackable, right? You want to be able to say, yes, I met my goal, or no, I didn't, right? So when you're running a Facebook ad, let's say it's because you want video views. If your goal is 1,000 views, which is actually pretty low for Facebook standards, but let's say your goal is 1,000 views, you can track that and say, yeah, I got 1,000 views from that video. You can say, I want people to sign up for my email list, and I'm hoping I can get at least 50 subscribers. That's a great trackable goal. You can say, hey, I want people to download my CD from my website and I want to sell at least 5 copies, right? That's a trackable goal. But the issue is that a lot of times we don't think about our music in these trackable terms. We think about it like viral or not viral. Am I popping or am I not popping? Do people rock with me or do they not rock with me? And all of those standards are really subjective. Popping to you may not be popping to someone else. Obviously there's a certain point where things go viral and we can all see that. But what are the steps that lead up to that show us that we're on the right track? Right? So the second problem that I see with people running Facebook ads is that you are not running a path to profit, right? You're not even giving yourself the opportunity to make the money back. One thing that people have trouble with on Facebook is, okay, I ran ads and now I'm just out of money. What do I do now? I thought the Facebook ads were supposed to make me famous and then I was going to get signed to a record label or something, but that didn't happen. Now what? Right? And so in my programs and when I teach my students, I talk to them about the music fan journey. And we'll talk about that today because it's relevant to actually all 3 points that we're going to hit today. So the music fan journey, I've talked about it on this podcast before, but it's basically the idea that people can go from being complete strangers and through some time being spent with them educating themselves about you and you